What's good, everyone? Welcome back to a new video. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited about this one because I'm finally doing it. We're bringing you the what your cheek acne is trying to tell you, okay? This series has been so highly requested ever since I did what your forehead acne is trying to tell you. I then did what your chin acne is trying to tell you. Now we're gonna be talking about the cheeks. What are they trying to tell you? What do these breakouts mean? First of all, if this is your first time here on my channel, welcome. My name is Kat. I am very familiar with cheek acne, okay? I've had it many times in my life. It's gone away, it's come back, it's gone away, it's come back. And I feel like I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, I know exactly what's causing this, and I see it on myself, I see it on my clients, and now I'm gonna bring it to you. I know in my other videos I mentioned the Chinese face mapping a lot. I mentioned kind of like the meridians and areas on your skin that correlate with different organs in your bodies. You know what, a lot of people really believe in that. A lot of people feel like it's BS because so many charts change and they don't even know what to believe. Now, I personally am someone who believes in it to an extent. It has helped me a lot in the past, but if you don't believe in it, that's okay. I'm also gonna give you my input on what I feel like is the big contributor to it. There's some little causes, but in my experience, I've noticed that the main thing that's going on is gut health issues. Your digestion is not optimal right now. I've talked about so many times on my channel how gut health is so important for maintaining clear, healthy skin, but particularly with cheek acne, I noticed that if you have breakouts in this area, you most likely have some digestive discomfort at the same time. Think about it. Are you experiencing some bloating, some indigestion, some constipation maybe? That gut-skin axis is very important and it plays a really big role in cheek acne. Now, because I threw kind of like the main cause out there, I want to break down some of the things that you can be doing to find some relief for your digestive health and for your cheek acne, because remember, it's connected. All right, so the first thing that I really feel like you should be focusing on is intuitive eating. Okay, so what does that mean? What are you talking about? Here's what I mean. Not necessarily worrying about gluten, you know, it's gonna mess me up. Sugar, I shouldn't be eating that. Dairy, stay away. I don't want you to kind of have this fear of food, because I know in my other videos I always talked about making sure that you stay away from different types of things to heal your skin, but I find that that can be very stressful on the body, on the skin as well, and then also it can kind of make you fear food, and that's the last thing I want to do. Obviously, you should know that generally processed foods isn't the best thing that you should be eating every single day, right? So keep that in mind. But what I mean with intuitive eating is I want you to start paying close attention to the foods that you're eating. Are they causing you discomfort after you eat them? Do you kind of feel bloated, gassy? I want you to really pay attention to these symptoms, because that's your body's way of talking to you. If you aren't responding right to that food, then it's going to show up on your skin if you are acne prone. The next thing that I feel like will help you find relief pretty quickly is celery juice. Hear me out, okay? First of all, forget everything you heard about celery juice. I know that I made a video on it like 2 years ago at this point, and I talked about in that video how it really helped clear my skin and really help with my digestion and all of that. Now you can watch that video, I'm gonna link it down below, but I will say that I have changed the way I drink it today. First of all, in that video, I was mixing other things with the celery juice together. So I use a blender to mix everything up, and I drank it like that with the fiber and everything. Generally, I would say that fiber is so good for you, and of course, I would recommend it when it comes to gut health and all of that. But if you are somebody that is already experiencing some digestive issues, some cheek acne, some bloating and all of that, I would definitely suggest not to eat fiber raw, okay? So no raw vegetables. Make sure that everything is cooked. If you want to eat beans, make sure it's cooked, because I feel like when your body is already having some discomfort, then it's really hard to break down all this raw fiber, right? That is a lot of energy for your gut health, and if it's not running smoothly, it's only going to make it worse. So now when it comes to celery juice, I still make it in a blender. but I strain it. I strain all the fiber and I drink it. I add a little bit of cucumber and some lemon juice because let's be honest, celery juice does not taste all that good, but I find that this tastes so refreshing. If you want to see a quick tutorial on how I do it, I'm gonna leave this reel that I posted here on my Instagram and I'll leave it down below as well. Let's get back to why celery juice. First of all, it's very high in minerals, right? And when we drink it without the fiber, we're getting those nutrients really quickly. And you don't have to worry about it raising your blood sugar and all of that because celery juice is very low in sugar. Celery juice is really high, like I said, in minerals, and one of them is potassium. Potassium is really responsible for keeping our sodium in check, right? Whenever we have too much sodium, we're depleting our potassium. This is important because it'll really help if you're feeling bloated, if you're feeling like you're retaining all of this water. It also really helps because potassium really boosts and builds up that stomach acid that's very necessary. So why this matters is because our skin requires lots of nutrients, right? And we can be eating super healthy, the best things for us, and if we're not breaking this food down, we're not getting none of those minerals, none of those nutrients, and it's gonna cause more discomfort on our gut. That's why it's so important to build up that stomach acid, and potassium is really good at that. That's where the celery juice comes in. If you don't have time for celery juice and you feel like it's just not worth it, I'm telling you it is. But if you don't have time for it, then another thing you can do is, I've talked about this before, is that you can take a shot of apple cider vinegar with your water 10 to 15 minutes before your meals. If you don't like apple cider vinegar, I'm gonna leave the digestive bitter that I do like. The next thing your cheek acne is trying to tell you, and if you notice, it's gonna be connected to the other things I mentioned, and that is stress, okay? You are experiencing stress right now. It could be a little form of stress, it could be a lot of form of stress. Whatever it is, it's damaging your digestive system and your cheek acne is getting worse from it. And that's why it's so important for you to have a stress management routine. I spoke about this on my stories maybe like last week. This has to be a non-negotiable. The reason why stress really is bad for your skin is because it completely shuts down your digestive system. Okay, there's this thing in your brain called the parasympathetic system, and what it does is that it moves you into a rest and digest state. Whenever you are stressed, your body will move you out of that parasympathetic rest and digest stage because you're stressed. You don't need to be digesting food right now. You don't need to be taking energy up in your gut. You need to have that energy so you can deal with whatever's stressing you out at this time. Another thing that I mentioned earlier is that stress really depletes your stomach acid and it will really have a hard time breaking down your food. That's why we really need to make sure that we are taking this serious. I am going to list my favorite stress reducing techniques down below. I know that I have so many in my free ebook. I'm also going to leave that down below so you can check it out. Now, I know I said that there's a lot of other little things that could be causing that cheek acne, so I'm just going to run through them kind of quickly. So obviously I'm going to go with this one. You're not using the right products for your skin, okay? Your skincare routine is kind of in like a weird space right now. You're using products that you don't know if it's the right fit for you. You're not seeing results, but you're using them anyway because you saw somebody recommend it or whatever. Maybe it was me, I don't know. Listen, the best thing that you could be doing when it comes to your skincare routine is finding the right routine for you. That's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some trial and error, I know. So remember what I said about intuitive eating? You can also use this for your skincare routine. Pay attention to how your skin is feeling with the products that you're using. Is it getting better? Is it getting worse? Maybe it's itchy, maybe it's dry. I'm gonna leave more info on how to find the right routine for you down in the bottom bar, so make sure you check that out. The next thing that could be causing these breakouts on your cheeks are closed comedones, whiteheads, okay? I made a video on this. The tips I share in that video, it's still to this day has been really helpful for me. You can watch that, I'm gonna leave it down below, but I'll just run through some of them really quickly. You just wanna make sure that you are using, like I said, the right products for you, but also never pick at it, okay? Because if you try to squeeze one of those whiteheads, one of those closed comedones, what ends up happening is that you're causing your skin to be infected in that area. And what ends up happening is that will almost kind of like transfer over to the next and to the next one, and it'll have this domino effect. And next thing you know, you have all these breakouts on your cheeks just from you trying to squeeze that one. So never pick your skin. Leave that to professionals, all right? If you can afford getting an extraction, I definitely recommend that you get extractions regularly. I'm gonna leave you with this video right here because I feel like that will be such a perfect video to watch after this, just to help with those closed comedones that I know can turn into cystic breakouts, all right? I hope you found this video helpful. Remember what I said about stress management? I'm serious.